and this whole time in the match, Roberts didn't interfere on his behalf at all. He just fought with Arn Anderson. So he didn't even really affect, like, he wasn't helping him. So to me, that killed the psychology of the match. Other than that, it was also plodding and slow, which I guess you could kind of feel like, or you could understand, but it felt like a WWF Super Heavyweights match from the 80s. But this is with two fit, young, agile wrestlers, so it kind of didn't work. But despite my feelings of Cody, I think they both should have been able to pull off something better than this. I didn't care for it. Tyson was cool because then when Jake Roberts was kicked out, he started to come back, and Mike Tyson got up and he ripped the shirt like Hulk Hogan. And
yeah, Tyson was allowed to do whatever he wanted, flexed. Right? That was like a rule in the match.
Well, he was allowed to fucking yawn. I don't know. I don't think he was allowed to interfere in the match.
I think that's what they said at the beginning. I didn't.
He just sat in a chair and watched it was all he did. So I guess that's what he wanted to do. But I thought it was cool. And hey, by the way, he looks amazing. For his age, oh my gosh, his body is amazing. So he was awesome with that. I give this one a C grade. I know you didn't watch the match, but Pasty, we have to talk about the belt. Now, yes, before we get going, the belt they showed wasn't a finished belt, so I don't feel like...
Why would you do that then?
I don't feel like they should have showed it. That's
you
first.
You could have easily pushed Double or Nothing back.
Or even just not showed the belt immediately and just said, due to everything going on, the belt will be revealed on Dynamite coming up or whatever. But I have seen what AEW has put out as what the final product will look like. I like AEW's belts. I don't like this one. It is gold. It's not the silver that you kind of seen in the pay-per-view, but it's got the giant TNT logo in the middle. I despise that. And it's got Ted Turner's plantation on the side plates.
What?
And it's like, God, I know it's not a plantation nowadays. Like, yes, he doesn't have slaves, but it's a plantation that he bought, owned, lives in, that one time ran slaves. And it's just like, first of all, you just don't need Ted Turner's house on there. You don't need Vince McMahon
for
all the shit
on there, you know.
Yeah, for real, right? For all the shit Vince McMahon has done, he's never put his fucking house on a belt. So what I would recommend is moving the giant TNT logo, making it smaller, much smaller, putting that on the side plates, replacing the plantation. And the rest of the belt looks like it's a decent design, and you could even write in like really nice writing TNT Heavyweight Championship or even TV Championship in case you ever want to change it or move to a different station or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Like you could put anything you want. You don't even have to have words on it. But what they say is the finished product, I don't care for the belt yet.
Yeah. I mean, the way the belt looks isn't what makes the belt what it is. I know that's the way I look at things. It's about the legacy that comes from it. And Cody's the right man to start with it. I don't know. He deserves a championship. He's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. I'm looking at you. and Fat
he
Mac,
has to earn it.
Fat
He has
Mac,
to prove
you
it.
didn't say the most important thing of this whole thing. Cody didn't bleed.
That is true. And I was very proud of him.
He listened. They listen. They listen. Somebody listens to the wrestling fans.
Very, very proud of him. So, I'll give you that. And that did make me happy. But especially at 22 minutes, God, I could have chopped off half the time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But onto a match that Pacey was just enthralled in. He said match of the night, I think. That's what you text me. Match of the night.
No, this was not very fun. This is Chris Statlander defeating Penelope Ford,
who was a replacement for Britt Baker, right?
Yeah.
We should mention that.
Yeah.
We were right. 2 out of the 3 injured folks did not make it. And I think the third only made it because it was a pre-taped cinematic deal, and they were able to work around it. Shouldn't have. I got more to say about that too. Not that he was bad, just health-wise. But go ahead. Let's talk about this match.
It was a match. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen, but you could definitely tell it was supposed to be something more with Britt Baker. There was mistakes made. I don't really remember it. That's where it sits with me.
I want to say before we move on, I think
it's the most forgettable match on the card.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I want to say though, Pasty, I looked it up, and you're right. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford are a legit item, and Joey Janela's not with her anymore. So that works. That makes sense. Good for them. Mm-hmm. I prefer Joey Janela, but maybe
he's got his White Claws. He's fine.
Maybe Kip's doing better in the sack, baby. This was my thing. I gave it a C grade. It's maybe a little high for it, but I'm giving it a C grade because they only had a couple days to get ready for this. It obviously wasn't meant to be this. Ford looked really awkward here, but again, I don't fault her. She only had a couple days to get ready, or she might not even have known it was going to be her. It might not have been Britt Baker's out. Okay, Ford, you're in. It might have been Vince McMahoning it like the day of Ford's here with Kip. You're in. We don't know. She usually seems to have that star aura about her.
Use her though, because she was already used in the casino ladder match.
Yeah, yeah. So she was weakened, quote unquote. She usually has a star aura, but that wasn't here. And again, I think it's because she wasn't. She had that star aura in the ladder match, so I don't know. But definitely Statlander, the right person won. Chris needed the win. Not only to remain in title contention, because it would look bad if she lost here, but she would have really looked bad losing to a lesser replacement than Britt Baker, which is another gripe of mine. I think, Bruce Pritchard has the phrase he uses over and over again. If you can't give him the match you promised, you want to give him somebody better. So, like, if all of a sudden Shawn Michaels can't come in, you give him Bret Hart, or you give him Hulk Hogan, or the Ultimate Warrior, like you up it,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see Penelope Ford being bigger than Britt. I think.
No.
I don't know who you could have brought in.
That managerial slot in a sense, and that's gonna, it's gonna hold her singles career back more. I think.
I mean, I guess. Name value, you could have put Brandy Rhodes in, but you best believe I would have shit all over that. So I'm not saying that's a better choice. I'm not saying I have a better choice. I'm just saying they definitely didn't give you a better replacement. It was definitely a lesser replacement that Statlander couldn't have lost to. There's no way she could have lost to her. So the right person won. It was 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
No,
we're not
5
hurt.
Minutes and 30 seconds.
Or 5. Oh, you're right. You're right. Nobody was hurt in 5.5 minutes watching this, nor the next one, which would have hurt going 5:30 probably.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it had its good points. It was pretty funny, but we're talking Dustin Rhodes defeating Shawn Spears. Shawn came out in a suit, expecting Dustin to not show up from a beatdown that happened on Dynamite, apparently.
Yeah, that was news to me, but it was like, okay, we're going to go with it.
Yep. Dustin did come out from behind him and attacked him. They played his music twice, I think.
Yeah.
And Shawn was like, oh, you can't play his music twice. He's gone. He's not here. He loses the match. Dustin came out, beat him up, slowly and meticulously ripped off his suit till he was down to nothing but his boxers. Want to tell the people about his boxers, Fat Mac?
For the life of me, I cannot remember who the he had Tully Blanchard on the wang of his boxers. Like the way Ravishing Rick Rude used to have people's girlfriends on the wang of his but it wasn't like an airbrushed, like really cool thing. No. It was like a Shutterstock fucking picture that was clipped out of a magazine or something and rubber cemented onto his fucking boxer briefs or whatever. I mean, it was funny. I guess Dustin, he seems to be at the best point in his career, but it seems like he can either do hardcore or comedy. He can't just have a real match, or at least he hasn't been doing that.
And it's weird how Sean Spears' character keeps changing. Like, he's always different. He was a legitimate threat to Cody Rhodes in the beginning, and now he's definitely not.
Definitely not. I don't think this helped Dustin or Sean. I don't know what the point of it was. I don't know what the point of it was.
Entertaining.
It was your Gaga match, and I'll give him this. They made it less than 3.5 minutes. So for that, there you go. That is definitely your popcorn match, your bathroom break match. But I really think that... It should have been in between
the next two matches, though. It would have helped things a lot.
I think you're right, but I do want to say Spears desperately needed a pay-per-view victory, and Dustin didn't. So
no, yeah.
It didn't help either, but it hurt Sean. It didn't hurt Dustin.
One thing that bothers me is I can't remember the last time I've seen Sonny Kiss in a match.
Sad. It's I was just thinking of Sonny Kiss. Oh, I think I was thinking of Sonny Kiss because that was on the original Casino Battle Royal. I think.
Yeah, he was.
Is where I was like, God, what's ever happened to Sonny? And Sonny,
he tag teamed with Dustin once, and then that was like the last I've seen of him.
I think Sonny was also, I was going to say, I think Sonny was in the crowd this weekend. I think that's where I thought of Sonny Kiss. Like, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Was that yours or mine?
You're talking about the no DQ, no count out AEW Women's Championship match. Man, nobody saw this one coming because Hikaru Shida defeated Nyla Rose.
Woo! Barn burner.
This was good. I was disappointed Nyla Rose lost, but Hikaru Shida earned that shit.
Damn right she did. Tenfold.
Oh, man, she came out, no smiles. Serious business.
Which is different from what she's been doing, apparently. So.
Yeah. She's been like sort of a Bayley-esque, essentially, original Bayley, like happy fan favorite. This time it was all business. She came out, she just, I don't know, they laid waste to almost all the props around ringside.
For real. Yeah, they really used the no DQ, the arena, the not having any fans to their advantage.
No, this was a very solid match.
Yeah, I think the no DQ stipulation was the key to the success to this match.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose could have dominated Shida, but Shida was able to use everything around her. She avoided Rose's beastly offense, and she actually relied a lot on her striking, the thing that actually brought her into AEW, that Puro Russo, as they would say back in the old days. The action was great. The brawl into the stands was super fun and showcased Shida was bent on just getting this title. I really felt like she wanted it more tonight. She dealt the final blow with the kendo stick that Rose used against her coming up into here. They did a good job of telling that story because I wouldn't have known that. But that was good on the announcers and good on the recaps for letting me know that this kendo stick was an important thing, so I paid attention when they were using it. And this was a very emotional payoff for Hikaru's journey and just a really feel-good moment on a show that, for me... I
couldn't believe she smashed it on her head.
Yeah. Oh, just sick. I do want to say, and I'm going to bring up the editing now, and I'll bring it up later. The replay really showed her hitting it like on her shoulder. But God, that first shot that we seen live, it looked like she just whacked the shit out of her fucking face. And then they replayed it and kind of showed you the gimmick, and it's like, again, I'm just going to pretend I didn't see the gimmick because that first one looked good, but I think that this showcased a lot of.
I mean, maybe it was to silence the people who would be like, "Oh, you can't do that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get you. It was definitely it added the emotion that this card